Before we get into today's Ohio State football discussion, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and smash that like button, because we break down every major Buckeye move, hire, and headline all year long, and today's topic is one of the most interesting coaching storylines of the offseason. Ohio State officially announced the hiring of Arthur Smith as its new offensive coordinator, and while the move itself sparked plenty of debate across Buckeye Nation, what really turned heads was Ryan Day's first public statement about the hire, a statement that somehow managed to say almost nothing at all. In a school-issued release, Day offered a response that felt so polished, generic, and template-driven that it could have been copied, pasted, and reused for nearly any coaching hire in the country. There was praise, there was optimism, there were buzzwords about experience and leadership, but there was very little substance, insight, or personality. It was the kind of statement that checks every public relations box without actually giving fans any real sense of what Arthur Smith will bring to Ohio State's offense or how Day envisions this partnership working on the field. The quote welcomed Smith and his family to Columbus, highlighted his NFL background, and emphasized his experience as a coordinator, play caller, and head coach, all fair points, but also the most obvious ones possible. Nothing in the statement explained why Smith was the right fit for Ohio State specifically, what philosophical changes might be coming, or how the offense could evolve under his guidance. Instead, it read like classic coach speak, designed to offend no one, excite no one, and reveal nothing. That silence is especially notable because this is a massive hire with major implications for Ohio State's future, and fans are understandably eager for clarity. Arthur Smith arrives in Columbus with a resume that includes both impressive highs and very real question marks, and that duality is at the heart of the conversation surrounding this move. On one hand, Smith has been closely associated with the development of elite NFL talent, most famously Derrick Henry during his dominant years with the Tennessee Titans. Those seasons, defined by a punishing run game and historic production, played a major role in elevating Smith's profile and ultimately launching him into an NFL head coaching job. There's no denying that Smith was part of an environment that helped turn Henry into one of the most feared offensive weapons of his era, and that success still carries weight when evaluating his credentials. On the other hand, Smith's track record as a lead play caller without a generational running back has been far less convincing. His time running offenses in Atlanta and Pittsburgh produced mixed results, with stretches of inconsistency and frustration that ultimately raised doubts about his offensive ceiling. While some of that can be attributed to roster limitations, quarterback instability, and organizational issues, it still leaves open the question of how much of Smith's earlier success was driven by scheme versus circumstance. That question now follows him to Ohio State, where the margin for error is razor thin. In Columbus, there are no rebuilding years, no long grace periods, and no patience for prolonged offensive struggles. 2 or 3 underwhelming performances in a season can be the difference between a college football playoff berth and watching from home in December. That reality makes this hire both fascinating and risky. Smith will be working with elite talent, something he didn't always have at his disposal in the NFL, but he'll also be operating under far more intense scrutiny. Every play call, every third down decision, and every red zone possession will be analyzed in real time by one of the most demanding fan bases in college football. Ohio State's 2026 schedule only amplifies that pressure, with heavyweight matchups looming that leave little room for offensive growing pains. This isn't a situation where Smith can slowly feel things out, he'll be expected to produce immediately. That context makes Ryan Day's vague, non-committal statement even more curious. As an offensive-minded head coach, Day has built his reputation on innovation, quarterback development, and high-powered scoring attacks. Bringing in Arthur Smith signals either a philosophical shift, a desire for complementary perspectives, or simply a belief that Smith can elevate the program in ways that haven't been fully articulated yet. But without clear messaging from Day, fans are left to speculate about how responsibilities will be divided, how much autonomy Smith will have, and what changes, if any, are coming to Ohio State's offensive identity. Is this hire about adding NFL structure and discipline? Is it about balancing the offense more effectively? Or is it about freeing Day to focus more on the program as a whole? Those are questions that remain unanswered. There's also the broader issue of projection. College football is littered with examples of coaches who thrived in one environment and struggled in another. NFL success doesn't always translate cleanly to the college game, especially when recruiting, development timelines, and roster turnover play such massive roles. Smith's ability to connect with players, adapt his schemes to college personnel, and maximize the strengths of Ohio State's roster will ultimately determine whether this hire is remembered as a masterstroke or a miscalculation. To be fair, Smith does bring valuable experience managing complex offenses and working with professional-level athletes, and that perspective could prove invaluable in preparing Buckeye players for the next level. But at Ohio State, preparation alone isn't enough, results matter, and they matter fast. The lack of detail in Day's initial comments doesn't doom the hire by any means, but it does add an air of mystery and uncertainty to an already polarizing move. It's possible that Day is intentionally keeping things close to the vest, choosing to let the results speak for themselves rather than overselling the hire. It's also possible that this was simply a routine press release, not meant to carry deeper meaning. Either way, the spotlight is firmly on Arthur Smith now. He inherits an offense loaded with expectations, a fan base hungry for clarity, and a schedule that will expose any weaknesses quickly. Whether he can translate his NFL background into consistent college success will be one of the most important storylines of Ohio State's upcoming season. For now, all we have is a generic statement, a high-profile resume, and a lot of unanswered questions, and in Columbus, answers are demanded on the field.